Now, step 10. Looks like step 10 we're going to be installing some turnbuckles here. So let me get that stuff ready. So I have all the stuff that I'm going to need to start this rear suspension. Give you a look at the directions real quick. So we're going to be putting those turnbuckles together, then installing them on the back there. Alright, so I'm going to take this, take the nut, screw it on, check the length in the book, and take the rod end, screw that down, double check in the book, and then take the tool that they give you, tighten it down. Then I'm going to take this end here, screw it in, and then in the book it has how far you're supposed to have it. It's supposed to have a 5.5 gap in between the two. So what I'll do is check it right here in the book, and that looks about right. But just to double check, I'll get this out here. Too bad it's out of batteries, but it's got a manual one. And we are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. So that's right where we want to be. Now I'll do that to the next one and come back on. Alright, now that we got both of these done, now we can start installing. Alright, make sure you put these on the right way. This flat side goes down. There we go. So that way, and get your, like that, and then come back with it this way, and there you go. Now do the same for the other side, and there we go. We got the rear suspension started. Let's see what we got to do next. That's step 11, the center differential. We'll be doing the center diff. That's what we're gonna have to do. Here is the separate piece of paper that they give you about the center diff, and it basically just says not to tighten too much, and the center diff is not adjustable. So good piece of information, I'm thinking. Alright, well, I thought I was recording when I wasn't, so all I did off camera was put this together here. Let's see, I put the center differential together, and right here you can see the directions. Put the drive shaft in the center and dropped it down, and then just put this top plate on. So that's where we're at now, and so next step is to finish putting the rear gear in, and then working on the rear suspension, putting on the shock towers. So I'm gonna get to that. All right, so I got all my stuff here. And drop it in right here, and then put some grease on it. Some Shen's grease here. Alright, now put together this shock tower. Alright, next we put it on the chassis. Same thing for the other side. Alright, next step is putting on the rear sway bar and the rear bumper. I got all the hardware and all the pieces that I need laid out right here. Okay, that's what it was. I had to put the sway bar under and then go from the top. So now that we got that, this clamps in this hole like that. And one screw comes in from the bottom. Then we got two screws that go through here, through the metal, and hold our clips in. There, and there. And then those two go down into the rear bumper. So if you can see what I'm looking at, those go down into here. Alright, so the back bumper's on. This sway bar, I'm going to figure out where it's going to hook up to in the next steps. The next step, it is the rear arm, the rear axle, and this is what it looks like here. So let me get all those parts there. Little Loctite on there, and screw this bad boy on. You're gonna want to make sure it looks just like the book. Alright, now it's time to do step 16, which is the rear drive shaft's arm. So it's a lot of hardware. I got all the parts I'm going to need for this step. A little bit of Loctite. Take this piece here, start screwing it in. Put that in here. Some anti-wear grease. Through here, take your small pin, you gotta find the hole, there we go. Once the pin's lined up, you don't want to get it to go all the way through, and then lock up the grub screw here. Tighten it down so that pin does not go anywhere. Wipe up this excess anti-wear. Make sure you get it around there. Next, it's showing this piece here and bearing goes through there. then this part goes through there. And then another bearing. Another bearing through here. Like that. Then, let's see, where's the hole at? Oh, there we go. Then you're gonna take the bigger pin, put that through, and get your aluminum hex. Make sure the pin's facing the pin. Slides on there like that. And then take one of these small ones here. Put that through there and lock it down. And then there we go. So do the same thing for the other one. Alright, step 16 is complete. Now we'll move on to step 17, which will be connecting the rear suspension arms to the chassis. Alright, we got all the parts we need for this one. So let's connect them. Let's see, it's showing it like this in the book. Take it down. Do the same to the other side. Alright, so we got this on there. Next step is to connect this arm back here. Like that. Slide that through like that. I'll do the same to the other side, then we'll flip it. Alright, got both sides on. Now I just got to put these E-clips on the top here. Alright, so step 17 is complete. Moving on to step 18. Looks like we're going to be putting the rear diff shafts in, rear diff shafts, it says. So let's get that going. Alright, we got the parts for step 18. It says use anti-wear grease on here, so we'll be putting it on here. Alright, actually I want to put some on here too. Shows it on here, so there's some. And there's some. So this goes in there. Take one of these. See if you can see this through there and there, and connect it right here. Screw it in. Too tight. And one here. And then do this, that's step 18. I'll do the same to the other side. Next up, we're going to be making these turnbuckles and connecting them. So, alright, so let's build these turnbuckles up. You're going to check in the manual, make sure that this is 8 millimeters in between, and we're going to take make sure they're the same way it shows in the book. Note the direction. Alright, so we got these done up. Now that through there. Screw this down. Loctite. Hook the sway bar on. Sway bar through the hole. There we go. Right, one side. Now I'll just do the same to the other side. We'll put you back on. Alright, so we got the rear going, sway bar intact. Looks like the next thing we're going to be doing is the front end. Putting in the front sway bar, front bumper. Give you a look at it. Next step here. Alright, first thing we're going to want to do is get these rocker arms, they're called. And looks like they get put in here just like that. And that, and then you want it to be facing, let's see, how's it look? Looks like it goes right in here, like so. Next, these pieces go in. There's one. And is the second one gonna line up? Looks like I'm gonna have to pull it. Next, you want to take the front bumper and screw on the stabilizer. Let's see, how does it show in the book? It's going back like this. Put it through like that. Same thing on this side. Put it through like that. And screw on this front piece here. So this is how it goes onto the front bumper, front sway bar. Just tighten it down. And next will be installing it onto the chassis. Now you just install it, you put the nut in there, and we're going to take this and let's see, put a little bit of Loctite on it. Alright, that one, flip it over so you can see a little better. And these last two, which are going into metal, so you can put a little Loctite on them. There it goes. Finally. And one more. Alright, and there it is. All nice and sturdy. So that was step 21. Now we are on step 22. And it looks like we'll be putting the front arms on and hooking up the front sway bar in this step. There's all the parts we need for step 25. There is step 25 in the book. Alright, I'm going to make 2 of these. Alright, now that these are made up, I'm going to install them on the chassis here. Go. Do the same for the other side. Alright, we are on step 26, putting the steering on this vehicle. So I got all my stuff already pulled, and now it's time to install.